Hi Hermann, so you're about to finish a book talking about Wikileaks with an angle related to Africa,
Yes.
that's correct? Could you tell us more about these Wikileaks books?
Okay, so Wikileaks, the title, the French title is Assange ou démon. And the idea of writing this book basically is to tell the story of the website, the birth of the website, the reason why it got set up, and the philosophy behind it, and also the philosophy of its creators. Creators insist on it because yes, there is the personality of Julian Assange, which is quite famous and well known nowadays. But there are a lot of people involved in it who actually work on it, and a lot of volunteers who came and helped at some point. So we will talk about all of that, and we'll talk about the people that are actually also against the website and who tried to shut it down. So we will look at this whole aspect, and what's important to know is also the philosophy and the ethos, where it comes from and where it sprang back from, because once you start digging a bit, you will find out that it goes further back than the noughties. It started back in the 90s and even the 80s. If you want. So we'll look at all of that. It's the way the book story is made. It's a docudrama. It's what we call a docudrama because it's based on hard facts. I have a background in investigative journalism, so we research the people and the background and the stories, of course, but also we fictionalize a bit to make it a bit more interesting, I guess. But also because it enables us to go into new territories and boundaries, because otherwise we didn't want to just cover the WikiLeaks story, because then it would just be another cover of the WikiLeaks story, which has been covered all over the place. So we wanted to have a new angle to it, and I think it's going to be something really interesting. The book is in French at the moment, but of course we will be looking for translation, and of course a publishing deal in the UK or the US and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. How did you come to that idea of writing a book on the WikiLeaks?
Well, I came to that idea because it's very interesting. I've always been involved with the web and the IT and all of that. I've had a computers for I mean, as far as I can remember, in the 80s, and I had my first email address in 93, 91, something like that. So, so I've always been involved in that world, first and foremost. So I completely understand, where those people come from. That's the first thing. And the second thing, of course, I wanted to have actually I've started to ask myself question about transparency, about freedom of expression, and which are the main issues that the whole kind of website raise, if you want. And then of course we have to say also it's in the news, so it's interesting. It has value. It's interesting. It's an interesting story, and the cast of characters behind it are very, very interesting. And the more you dig into it, the more you realize that there are stuff that you can talk about, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. And yeah, and then you get passionate about it, get hooked by the whole story because of the people and the stories. And yes, the book is built like a script, a bit like a script. So it has the potential to become a film.
When is the book coming out?
April, May.
Yeah. Great.